This is the second video in a series on VLOOKUP beginner to advanced examples, and in this particular video we are going to write the VLOOKUP approximate match function. And before we start writing our function, let us first understand the syntax and the arguments that we need to apply for our function to work. The first argument that the VLOOKUP function requires is the lookup value. This is the specific item to search for, and it's always in the first column of the dataset where we are actually performing the search from. And in this particular example, when you look at our sales order, if we were to calculate the discounted price, we would then write a VLOOKUP function that would come into this table and pick for us the appropriate discount percentage, return it to this cell so that we can use it in calculating our discounted price. So in that scenario, then our lookup value would then be the quantity column, because it's the one that is sitting in the very first column of the data set where we are actually performing the lookup from. The second argument is always the table array, and the table array is the range of cells that contains the data where we are actually searching the lookup value from. And in this particular example, this is the table that contains our data that we are actually searching, and therefore this will now be called the table array. The third argument is always the column index number. This is the particular column in the table array that contains the matching values that should be returned. For example, as you can see in our table array, we are interested in returning the discount percentage. That means we shall start counting from the left. Our quantity is sitting in column number 1, and the discount is sitting in column number 2 in our table array. So that means we shall be using column index number 2. The fourth argument is always optional, and in this particular video, because we are interested in writing VLOOKUP approximate match, we can always leave this argument blank. Now that we have understood the syntax and the arguments that we need to apply, let us start writing our formula right away. In our very first example, we have the commission rate table that has been grouped in tiers and categorized accordingly. For example, anyone who makes sales between 0 to 10,000, they don't earn any commission, and that is category E. Anyone who makes sales between 10,000 and 25,000, they earn a commission of 2,000, that is category D. Then also category C, B, and A follows up with their corresponding commission rates. What we want to achieve in this example is to write a VLOOKUP function in this cell to calculate the commission that this sales rep will earn. So I will come in this result cell and start typing equals VLOOKUP. The lookup value will of course be our amount, comma. The table array will be this entire cells, comma. The column index number that we want the formula to return is column index number 3, which contains our commission values. I'll put a 3, and because I'm doing an approximate match like we saw in our syntax or the arguments, I can just leave the last argument blank and close parenthesis from here, hit enter key, and there you go. This is the commission that this guy is supposed to earn for making 10,000. So if we want to drag this formula to the rest of the cells, I'll go in and lock this range, F4 key on the keyboard, hit enter key once again, drag to the rest of the cells to see if my results populates. So I can format these cells. So let us first confirm whether our formula is working properly. If somebody made sales of 15,000, the formula is telling us that they earn a commission of 2,000. When you come into our commission rate table and you check, this is something that is in between 10,000 but not greater than 25,000. That means they earn commission category D, which is actually 2,000. So the formula is working very properly. The second example on VLOOKUP approximate match is this sales order. For example, if our interest is to calculate the discounted price, would then come into this table which says that anyone who buys 10 pieces but not greater than 50 pieces, they earn a discount of 2%, and anyone who buys quantities between 50 but not greater than 70, they earn a discount of 5%. What we want to write is a VLOOKUP approximate match function that will pick the appropriate discount percentage from this table array, return it to this cell, and then we use it in calculating our discounted price. So I would come to that cell and say equals VLOOKUP lookup. The lookup value will of course be our quantity. The table array is this entire range of sales, comma, and the column index number that would like the formula return is column index number 2, which contains our discount percentage. And because we are doing an approximate match, we can close the formula from here and leave the fourth argument blank. Let me go ahead and change the formatting in this sales percentage, and there you go. This is 2% for anyone who is paying for 15 units. I'll go ahead and lock my range so that I can drag the formula to the rest of the sales, and there you go. So these are the various discount percentages that the VLOOKUP function is returning for us. So if we want to go ahead and calculate the discounted price, we would then come over to the beginning of our formula and say this will equal to the total price calculated into, we open brackets, 1 for percentage minus the VLOOKUP function results, can come at the end and close, hit enter key, and then drag this to the rest of the cells, and I can come in and change the number format to currency, and there you go. So now you can see in our first column, if someone was buying 15 units at 15,000, they would then pay 22,500, but because of the discount that we've applied, they are now paying 22,050 shillings. So those are two basic examples of writing a VLOOKUP approximate match function. So in our next video, we shall write a VLOOKUP function that extracts full records based on one lookup value. If you found value in this video, like and share, and I will be glad to hear from you on this video in the comments section. See you in the next third video in a series.